Okay, Humblebees, this is Rosie, and you probably are going, what is she doing? She threw in a last minute meeting, but there's a reason why. So my brain has been like spinning for like days. Like I feel like I'm starting to get caught up on the fact that like everything and all the promotions and everything that's happening for July and for this SOAR 2024, which I love that it rhymes all of it, like SOAR like never before in 2024. Like this, like my mind, oh my gosh, look, Stacy, look at your office and all of your products. You totally fixed it up.
I did, girl. I've been I've been working on it.
Oh, oh my God, squirrel. Okay. So you fixed it. So anyways, I've been doing that and I've been going back and I've been doing like I was saying a few minutes before we started recording that I started doing like tracking sheets, like where were we at, all of our numbers as a unit. You know, I could go back a year and a half. I went back a year and a half and I plugged in all the numbers and I did all of these reports, you know, and it just crazy because I really want to understand because listen, this theme for me was like the perfect theme because that's really what was feeling in my heart. I was like, we're done. Like, this is the year, right? And then the SOAR came out. So today I was working on this, and then I had a call with Ari. So let me share with you. I know that I worked on this. I don't know if I'm sure you all saw it. And I had put this out there towards the end of last year, but then we really didn't like wholly track it. And it was just like, it was something that was thrown there. But this time I was like, no, this is the vision. This is the goal. This is where we're going. And in the last 2 days, I've had 2 Zooms with 2 women, one that is almost a national and one that became a national July. The one that became that's almost a national, she put that goal about a year and a half ago. And you know, I remember talking to Stacy, I'll say that when I ended up adding her as a team member, and she asked me what the goal was. And I was like, you know, we have to work on it. We're like not there yet. So maybe that's like a 5-year plan. So then yesterday, was it yesterday, the day before? Hey, Julia, I know Teresa, you joined too. So yesterday, was it yesterday? Wait, the day before. Yes, the day before. No, yesterday, sorry. I was on a call and I called to Ari after that because I told her what the goals were and, you know, the vision. And I'm like, this is going to be one goal. No, and this is going to increase by the time everybody goes to seminar, the ones that go, right? And the ones that don't go, you're going to get poured in by everybody that is going. So the lady had this plan of how she did it in 18 months. The goal was 18 months. And she is sitting here July 1 and she's not done, but it'll finish by June. And the growth and everything that came out of it. And then for those of you that are going to seminar, last year, our queen was called Brittany Jenks. And it was amazing. She was the queen of unit sales, the whole unit, like, you know how we did 300, she did over 1 million and she was the queen. And her offspring was the queen of, was it sales or sharing? I don't remember now which of the two. So they were both queens. And within last year to this year, she finished her national area. So she was on the call this morning. And when you become a national, the company calls you and you see all the corporate staff, all the nationals. There was like 300 people on that call. And I was literally in tears the whole time. I was in tears. Like I couldn't stop like crying and sobbing. And it won the dream, everything that she had done. If I get the recording, I don't know if it's a recording that I can share, I will. I don't know, like if it gets out there to us, but there was a couple things really that stood on both of them. On both of them, it was really the belief of what like the belief, like it's done. The wanting to get their team to like new levels and what it does for their family, hence our little tracking sheet that's right here, right? Because this is what all these top directors do. This is what they track in order to get them there, which if you like it, it's already all themed for this year. And the adding team members, which I'll talk to you about that as well. But it's really like that belief, and then they got it done. And I was like, okay. So I just like my head was just spinning. I was like, oh my gosh. So I was so emotional. I called Ari and she's like, call me after the meeting. Cause I was like, I'm literally crying. And so anyways, she's challenged us. And I did tell her I need accountability. I want you to be on top of us. She affirmed us. She was like, Rosie, your unit is super strong. So I want to give you an idea. We finished with 56 team members, right? For the year, for June, we finished with 56. And at 56, we finished over 300,000. So for those of you that are kind of numbers people, somewhat, I asked the top directors what the average unit size is, and it's 150 unit members. Top trip is 650 in production. So we have a third of the unit and have done all of that. So a top director does normally 150 is 600,000, 650,000. And we did 300,000 with only 50 unit members. Like, if that doesn't blow my mind. So I was like, we could do this. So this is where the challenge comes. So I also told her about our 300. And so I'm really excited about that. I kind of already told you about, you know, when we did that with Teresa and what I see with the people. So we focus on 300 by the 15th. You all know that we have 2 days left. You get the call. The call is with Tammy Craig. And then when you do 600 total by the 30th, you get Club Pink. So we're now getting 2 calls in 1 month. And I will tell you this, I was on a call today. I was on a call yesterday, and here and there listening. I have been trying to like listen to other recordings. It's like you're in the zone, right? You're in the zone because you're listening to these nationals and everything they're doing and all of that. So the goal is obviously the 300 by the 15th, which means we have to sell and get activity and all the faces and all of that. But she has challenged our unit to do a SOAR week. Are you ready? I love faces. Like Stacy's like, I'm excited. Teresa is, and Michelle's like, what's that? And like Diane is just like writing notes. So this is a SOAR week, okay? And we could do this. So the first thing that we gotta know is that we have the belief that we can do this. Okay, so, and we're gonna get a little bit more than a week because she's challenged us to do this before we leave to seminar. So when I tell you the huge numbers that this lady did to become a director, I was with Ari, I'm like, I don't know, I think we should start here. And she's like, no, this is what she did. I said, I thought she did this. And I'm not gonna give you all the details. And she's like, no, this is what she did. So Rosie, you guys can do this. You're just thinking of that huge number, or you're looking at this, but let me explain to you how it works. And so when she broke it down for me, I was like, oh, and she's like, your unit is seasoned. Look what your unit did in a day. Like, if your unit does it in a day, like, no, you could do this. This is a SOAR week. So we would start as early as tomorrow, and we would go, it's like a week and a half, if you think about it, until the 24th, which is the day before seminar. So that Monday night meeting, we could have the final people on there. Okay, so just hear me out. And so it has to be out by that Monday, done by that Monday, because we all fly out Tuesday, and I fly out I have to leave like at 4 in the morning or 5 in the morning to the airport. Okay, so it has to be done by Monday. We can start tomorrow. So it'll give us literally like 2 weekends and a whole week. And a SOAR week means that between us, the whole unit, we're doing 10 parties in those 10 days. Now, hear me out. I know many of us are on there. So if we all did one party, we'd kind of be done, right? We can also do virtual. So like you have this Thursday, which is today, I don't know, to invite people, or you can have 3 or more people and invite them to the Hydra session next week, right? That would count, okay? Then I'm gonna throw in, when I get back, I can throw in something, but I get to do the marketing on all of them. So we did 10 parties. My goal is to do the marketing. If we don't do the marketing, we'll watch a video. I'll explain that. But if we did 10 parties, so this director, what she did was that she shared the business with X amount of people. This is how they have the growth. So if we did 10 parties, and 10 parties of 3, technically, would be 30 people, right? 30 people total that will hear the business opportunity. The goal is 10 parties of 6. And I think we talked about it, that instead of doing 30 faces in 30 days and you're having 10 parties of 3, if you did 5 parties of 6, that's how I ran my business, you would get the same amount of work in 5 appointments. Now, why is this important? Because the same lady that's finishing her national area, one of the things that she said was like, I don't have the time. I was afraid that if I put more time, I would have to put all this time, more time into my business, and it would take more away from my family. So if I told you right now to do 10 parties a month, let's just put that number, you would be like, that's 10 times out of my house, multiply it by 4 hours between travel and whatever. That's how much I'm out of my house. But if you could get the same results in half the time, it's much smarter, right? Because if you're going to do a party of 3, you could do a party of 6. So what I'm going to be doing is this, because what Ari said, she's like, if you want to have 6 people there, how many people do you have to invite?
What is it? At least 9, 10?
10, easily 10 to 12, right? Because half of them, right? So that would be 12. So during this SOAR week, if you get a hostess and she gives you 10 names that she's inviting, I am sending her an extra gift. I'm sending her a lip gloss. If she happens to give you 20 names, then I'm going to send her a lip gloss and another glamour item. So I'm sending her. It's not costing you, it's costing me. So I'm going to thank her. I'm going to be like, thank you so much. You have agreed to do this with so-and-so. As a thank you. How many names have you given her? You've given her 6? Oh my gosh. Well, if you give her 4 more, I'm sending you a lip gloss. Oh, you've given her 12, 13. Because remember, they're not going to show up. And if it's a virtual party, you can have 20 people on there, right? It doesn't matter. But if you have 20 names, then you're guaranteed 10. So thinking outside the box. So not only are they going to get all those hostess rewards from you, I'm going to send them these 2 extra gifts. On top of that, if somebody joins, they get the mask. But that is the challenge. The challenge is for us to have this SOAR week, which means then if I can, as long as I can share the business opportunity, if you're local and you're here that day, then I will share the business opportunity. I will show up in person and I will share. If I cannot share in person, then I'm going to try to share via Zoom. And if for whatever reason I can't share via Zoom, I will try to find somebody that can share, or 2, I will teach you and you'll learn to share, and then I could follow up, right? Like we always done. And as a backup, remember, if they're somewhat interested, then you can send them, send them to me for like a one-on-one, and there's listen for a lip gloss. So the process will be really, really great. Like you booked them. Can I make it? Yes. I'm in person. I'll go. If I can't go, I'm going to try to do Zoom. If I can't do Zoom, we can either play a video, and I just compiled a list of, with Michelle, thank you for helping me. There's like 4 or 5 videos. We could go through them. You could share that video, and then you share some facts, and I'm going to teach you how to do marketing in a bag. Marketing in a bag has been very easy. It was the way that one of my directors in the past became a director. She didn't know how to share, but she was at a party and I couldn't always go. And she's like, teach me. And I taught it with like 6 little things, marketing in a bag. It was very, very easy. Or what we called Mrs. Cab, which is MRSCAB. And it's all the marketing in those things. It's 7 things. So if you learn to share it, you'll know who gets piqued their interest. Then you can follow up with a listen for a lip gloss. But the goal, yeah, Julia's like, I love marketing in a bag. It's super, super easy. Don't go crazy if you don't have it. You can print the stuff out, or you can eventually be cute and try to find the things to add the marketing in a bag. And I could teach you that. But that was really the goal. And if we did that, at a very minimum, we would be in front of 30 people that would share the business opportunity in 1 week. The goal for us is 40. The goal is 40. And if the stretch goal would be 60, 10 parties of 6. But even though we have here or there, that minimum goal would be 40 people, 40 share appointments in a week. What would that do for you? What would that do for your business? Some of you might be red jackets if you're leaving to seminar and you're not red jackets yet. Some of you might be senior consultants before then. You move up in the business, you'll start getting the recruits, you'll start getting commissions, you'll start thinking outside the box. And what I loved is that these units all had units of like red jackets, 20 red jackets, and she started talking about the success. And in today's meeting, I literally was bawling, because not only did she do that, there were 2 things that she shared. She shared one that her whole family was on board, right? And so she talked about her husband. And when she talked about her husband, she also talked about her daughter. And she shared about her daughter and how her daughter had done this Mother's Day thing for her in May. And the teacher took a picture of it. And on the back of it, she wrote, like, Mom, I'm praying you become a national, right? That could be whatever goal that you had. And her daughter, she is in a Christian school. Every day when they would pray, she would pray in the class that her mom would become a national. So it was really amazing, because the daughter was on, and that teacher was on today on that call, saying, all crying, because she kept on hearing her daughter pray about this goal and not to see it. The second thing was that she started talking about all of the directors. So-and-so did this, so-and-so did this, so-and-so in my unit. There was one lady who did DIQ in 1 month to finish the goal. There was people who did crazy things that they were like, no, there was one girl that needed 5 people in like a matter of a couple hours. And she's like, I think I'm going to have to go. She's like, no, it's being done. Like we're finishing. And I was like, oh, we all have what it takes. We all have what it takes. So how do we even get these people? Because if you're like, oh my God, this is great. How do I get a party? So if you are seasoned and you're listening to this, you all have customers. So let me remind you, you can all meet your customers. When I met Stacy and I saw her again, that I wanted to reconnect with her, it was just a one-on-one. And then her and her mom, I then asked and their mom did a party for me. So a lot of you have old customers that, I mean, except for really one of you, all of you, or Stacy, 2 of you, all of you have been in either a year or more. Julia's almost a year. The other 3 have been here for longer. You all have one person that you can think of that would be able to host a party, whether in person or virtual. I'm going to highly recommend in person to get you out there, but you all have one. That's all I'm asking you. One person, right? That you could do this. And if you all did that, where would you be? So you can connect with previous customers, ask your previous hostesses, which are the best, ask previous consultants that are used to getting their discount products, right? Products at discount that may want to do a party for you. Right? And for the new people, go back to like your last customer profiles, go back to your profile cards. Somebody put stuff in the back. Somebody put something in the back of a profile card, names that you could say, listen, I understand that you gave me these names. And if you can't do it in person, again, virtual, right? But you could say, I have a huge goal and I have to do this one party this weekend, next week, whatever the case may be. I thought of you because you have these names and it totally helps me, but then you're going to get discounts on your products. And so like, I just started thinking, okay, we could do this. And what I want you to see is a vision. When we complete this and we have 40 interviews, we're going to add team members. That's for sure. What is our unit going to look like next month? And what's the unit going to look like the following month? And my vision is to have all of you at that next advance or that next event and just growing. And so I took the challenge. I was like, okay, we could do this. She's like, if any unit can do that, you're one of those units that can do it. So SOAR week, 10 parties in a week before seminar. And here's the thing, for most of you, it'll have you finish your things, your achiever and your goals and whatever. And I want you to go to seminar because we come back from seminar on that Saturday and be like, anything I do in the last 2 days is icing. Like it's done. You leave to seminar so much different when it's done. If you're not going to seminar, trust me, you'll be challenged. You get to do something else. But I just feel like this is the time to run. Like I really, really do. And I'm up for the challenge. So I wanted to share that with you because it's been 2 days of really just amazing calls, amazing reports, and just believing in what we are capable as a Humble Bee unit. Humble Bee unit. So.
Well, I have 2 parties in the next week, so that's good. And they're for sure. And they're like at least 6 people. I think one has 9. Yeah.
Amen. Amen. That's 2 out of 10. That is 2 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
I actually had a party, but she canceled for next month because of activities at church. So I have to wait until next month for my parties.
When is she she was scheduled?
Well, she has scheduled it for the 22nd, but with her, there's activities at church, they'll be out of town. And then when they come back, we have peak. So it's kind of hard for me to plan all that. So she said she does want the party, but she's gonna wait until August to do the party. So
Got it.
I'm just waiting for the end of I mean, I wish it was now.
Was it in person or was it going to be via Zoom?
In person. It was gonna be in person. Cause she wanted hydration and stuff like that. So that's what she was interested in. So I have to wait until August for the party.
So 2 things you could do. You could call her and just say, listen, I know that we're going to set a date for August and you had it for the 22nd. I've just been challenged to have this X party or whatever before the 24th. Is there any other day that we could do this? Is there
Okay,
any other day? And my director is doing this thing that you're going to be able to get extra products than the norm, because this challenge is for our unit. And you could tell them for our unit to do 10 parties in 10 days. And I am responsible for one of them. And I thought of you. As long as you give me the list, not only do you get this, you're going to get an extra blank. You don't know if she'll say, oh, you know what, let me look for a Thursday, or let me look for a Friday. Let me like try a different day. You don't know.
right. And actually, I asked another sister from church, and she goes, well, wait until we come back from the activities and stuff like that. I'm like, no, I didn't want that, but I'll talk to them when I go to church on Sunday. I'll talk to them and see what happens.
Right. That's the only thing you could do. If you go back on Sunday, you still have another week. Or
Yes,
who else do you know, right? Like you just start thinking outside the box. Like who else do I know that can do a party? The other thing, you all, is that the party, you could do something in your house and invite 3 different people, 4 different people, 5, 6 different people, and that still be a party. If it's not a hostess, correct? Like you can invite people and still hold a party when you do that. And then there's the option of virtual. You can invite a bunch of people to a virtual appointment. So there's all those different things that you can do.
all right,
Yeah.
cool.
Questions or thoughts?
Yeah, I have a question. Did you say it's 10 parties for the whole unit or 10 parties for
10
each
parties for the whole unit.
Oh, okay.
Is that better?
Like what?
It's 10
Wedding.
parties as a unit.
Okay.
It's 10 parties as a unit. It is the power week. This lady that did those interviews, those the to become a national, she would do is it 100 career? She did 40 minimum 40 a month. Like that's
Parties?
40 marketings. Ari works smarter, not harder. So Ari's like, you guys can do that in a week. You call it a SOAR week. And you just work really hard. Work hard to play hard. And I love that about her. That's why she was telling us, like, like, and that's the way I've always been. I think I've talked to Michelle, because Michelle, has her family and the kids and whatever. And I would be like, listen, when I became a sales director, I would work 1 to 2 weekends a month. I never worked all the weekends. I tried to just combine them, whether it was a Friday or a power Saturday, and I was done. And I would do the same thing that people would take all month to do, but I would do 30 phases within a short period of time. I always tried to have parties of 6 or more. So I only had to do 5 parties a month, and I would get the results. When other people would do a lot of facials and individual, it takes me the same to do 3 than it does to do 6. So I was like, no. So it's 10 unit parties, 10 unit parties. So as soon as you have those unit parties, as soon as you book them, you got to tell me so I can do my best to do marketing, to do virtual marketing, to send the gifts, and to do all of that. And we track it. That's why I said we're 7 of us on this call. So 7, that's already 7 parties. Stacy has an 8th one. Yay, that's an 8th party. So 2 of us need to step up and maybe do a second one, or you have somebody else, that listens to this recording. Much better, Teresa?
Yes.
She's like, yes. Okay. All my quiet people, share, talk. Your heads are turning. Questions. Excitement.
Need to go for like a run or something. You need to like get the energy going.
I know. I'm like, you guys should be excited. I'd be like, oh my God, we could do this. As a sales director, I'm like, we could do this. I want to hear that. I want to be like, yes, we could do this.
Oh man.
Amen. Yes. Okay. Everybody's quiet. Okay.
Let's do
Any
it.
questions? Any questions? Anything else that has come up that I have you on this call?
So the goal is 30 faces in the week and a half?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. 10 parties, minimum of 3. Minimum. That's 30. That's the minimum.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So booking opportunities, you have the booking opportunity today for the makeup. Next week is Hydra session, which is a great one. So
When
all these
is
people,
that?
That's the one on that's gonna be streaming. If you have anybody that wants to go to a Hydra session, they hear the marketing and they hear the whole makeup. That's gonna be online. So I just want to let you guys know that.
That's next Thursday, correct?
That's next Thursday.
Yeah.
Correct.
Are you doing that?
I'm not the one doing it,
Oh, okay.
but I'm gonna be booking because I have people that need to come.
Okay.
So if I have 3 people on there, that's also a party. You know what I mean? I still wanna
Rosie,
do
does
something.
Stacy know about the Thursday nights?
Mhm.
Okay,
You don't know
Okay.
about the Thursday night virtual beauty studio?
I've heard about it once. I think you mentioned
So
it. but
every
I didn't-
Thursday, there's a class at 8 o'clock. And you could invite any guest and they get to watch and do the class. There is a Facebook group. I'll forward you the stuff. There's a Facebook group called I'll forward it to you. I can't.
Friday night eve or something?
Friday night Eve,
Friday eve or some, yeah.
Friday's Eve.
Or no,
or whatever.
Thursday. I don't know.
Yeah, it's Thursday. And so you give people a link and they can go on the link. There you go. Friday Eve events. Screenshot that for us, please, Michelle, and you can put it in our chat. And so you could join that and you can watch it, but then the recording is there too. So I put guests on there and you can put your clients on there and they can see stuff. So that's just a way, like if you have like random people that you've been wanting to and you can't get them to like commit to something, you can get them to come to the Friday Eve event. And they still hear the marketing and everything and you can still follow up with them. I've
And
had
next
people
week's is-
buy a whole Hydra session bag because they've attended that class.
So the next week you're saying is the Hydra session?
Yes, tonight is color at 8 and next week is Hydra session. The following weekend, there is nothing because we're at seminar.
And different directors, I guess, whole
All
season.
the driven directors, yeah, we volunteer and we do them at different plot places. Yep.
And do you need to send your guests like a little package before?
There is a whole link on virtual beauty studio. I'll send
Okay.
like when you get there and you'll see. You don't have to send them a packet. You can, but you don't have to. They could just come on and they hear everything. Yeah, it is a point to book.
Okay.
Okay. I am going to, I don't know how you guys feel about it, but today is the 13th. The other thing that I want to do is, have you ever, I don't know, Gladys would remember. Gladys, do you remember when we used to meet and do bookings at a coffee shop? I don't know if she can come on. She might be listening. You remember?
Yes,
back
I
in the
remember.
day?
Definitely,
Okay.
yes.
So back in the day, we
Yes,
would do bookings. Go ahead.
Are we doing that now?
So we're gonna start something similar. I would love to eventually, like if I'm down south, maybe do something, because I know, but everybody here is in different places, except for Julia. Everybody's in different states. So we, I was talking to a director too, because this was my idea, and she's like, I started doing it. And so where they all, like we do this, we get on a Zoom, right? And we all say we're gonna book. We mute our phones, but we're on camera and we're all calling. And when you get a book, you put it on the chat. I got a booking, I got a color, I got whatever. And like, you're like, you know, and then you're like putting it on there so that
Exciting.
you know. And the booking, you know, we still have a booking queen for the time period. And so I would like to do that. And it is called a booking power hour. Booking power hour. Okay. We could start with an hour and a half. You know, if you can't come the whole time, you can come in. But I am desperate because we need to have this stuff done. So I am available tomorrow. I asked Ari and she's like, girl, you cannot wait. Because my thought was this. My thought was that on Mondays, it is already Mary Kay Monday. And I know it's a long night, but I was like, you know what? And we can't do it. We could do it maybe at the end of the month, you know, where we could come in like at 6 o'clock, like a happy hour, 6 to 7 kind of deal, and then take a break and then come back to our meeting. And she was like, you're not waiting. This is Ari. I love it. I did ask her for accountability, right? I did. I said, girl, we got to do this. And we're her first offspring. So if you did not know that, I am her first director.
Oh,
I am her first director and I am her first line. So like you know how she talks about getting to driven driven area, driven circle, like a diamond circle national area, us doing what we need to do totally just gets it there. Like that, like it's huge. So tomorrow night, she's like, happy hour. Girl, if you start booking like around 6 o'clock, 5:30, 6 o'clock when people are getting out of work is the best time to book. I was like, okay. So tomorrow, about 5:30, you guys are gonna come on. You could be on a Zoom. It's up to you if you want to take the challenge, and we will start booking. We'll start calling people. So if you have questions on who to call, who to book, or whatever, you need to let me know. But if you have your list, and we'll do it together. And to help you, I also have a sheet that Michelle and I did for the 2+2+2 follow-up. So we can call tomorrow, either people that you know that needed to book a party, backup customer profiles, that you need to call, people that are on your chicken list. Like I have one that I keep on saying I'm going to ask her and I don't. And so I'm like, tomorrow will be the day that I'm just going to pick up the phone and call her and be like, I need you. I'm like, can you lend me your face? And some, you know who it is that you can ask to do a party, and you know who are the ones that you need to like meet with them at face and then turn it into a party or whatever. But I'm going to really pray tonight. What I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to take some time. I'll be like, Lord, show me who to call. Like I have a list of people, but really show me who you want me to call that would say yes to doing a party with 3 people. Like I'm going to put these people down. And so that tomorrow that I would feel good enough to be able to call them. That's kind of where my heart is at. So today I'm going to work on my list. I'm going to do all of that. And tomorrow we could do a power hour. I could do a power hour tonight too, for those of you that are like courageous and are like, I'm available. I just have to get dinner ready. But I'm like, that's how we're going to keep each other accountable, because I feel like we could do it together and we'll be excited together. I have a lot of follow-ups that I have to do. So this would be the last thing. I asked my friend, I was like, oh, I did Princess Court. Okay, I'm being really vulnerable. And I was like, I've never done the diamond ring. Like I've always done Princess Court. Like most of the time, if I push myself, I do Princess Court 20 something. I've done as high as like 30,000 retail, 33,000 retail. I've never done the 40. And the first thing that she asked me, and she's going to come on, she promised that after a seminar, she would do a sales call with us so we can pick her brain. And I asked her, I said, what's the difference? And she's like, let me ask you a question. Have you ever done the 2+2+2? I was like, nope, I don't do it. I just haven't been consistent. She's like, girl, that would change your business. So I was like, okay. So I got all of these. This is what I did. Let me just show you guys. This is April, May, and June. This is April, May, and June. And I started, and obviously I didn't do the 2 months, 2 weeks, and the 2 years, 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 days, 2 weeks, and 2 months. So I went back to April and I got all of my April ones. Where's my April one? My April one is somewhere here. Oh, it's back here. So I got my April ones and I was like, okay, on my April ones, I just send the 2-month one. I was like, at least get in the habit. And then what I'm doing is I have to follow up with my May. I started my May ones. My May and June, I'm sending them the 2-week one. It's late, but I'm sending them a 2-week script. And then I'm going to set them for next month to be able to follow up with the 2 months ones. So my 2 month ones, my May would be like really like, so my May ones this month will be 2 months, but my June ones, I'm sending the 2-week one because I never send it. And then next month I'll send the 2 months. And I'm like, I'm going to put this in place. That's how this whole thing with the power thing, because a power hour, you can book, you can make calls, you can do stuff, follow up. And in my follow-ups, let me tell you how many, I just want you to see this. See these lists right here of all these people? These are all the people that needed products from my reorders. Some of them, one was like my sister, she needed something, but I have like 2 customers that asked me for stuff, one that I have to deliver tomorrow, one that I called an old customer. And so all of that from follow-ups. So whether it's follow-ups and or bookings, you'll have a
Rosie, I know we talked about the automated system thing. Does she use an automated system, or she manually follows up with every single customer? 2 days, 2 months. Oh, wow. How does she do that?
It doesn't take that long.
She just sends them a text, or?
If you have, yeah, it's just a quick text.
No, I'm just thinking if somebody like her, she probably has like, I don't know, a lot of customers. That's what I was wondering. Because I know some have like this.
Yeah, no, but it's from the day that they purchase the first party. It's 2 days, 2 weeks, and 2 months. You don't stay doing that every time they buy something.
No, I'm saying like she follows up with her other, even after that.
After that, every quarter. I don't know if she does every quarter, but I've always tried to follow up with everybody every quarter because the PCP comes out every quarter, which by the way,
So
you guys
like-
have 4 days to do PCP. I'll talk about that now.
So like if you have 100 customers, she just sends 100 text messages quarterly. There's no like system.
Okay, so hold on, time out. If I have a party on a Saturday and I send a text message, to all of them on a Monday,
Mhm.
and then I follow up with them in 2 weeks and I send them another text in 2 weeks. And in 2 months, I'll send them another one. But that's me trying to follow up. By that 2 month, if you have an automated thing, you can do the automated for the 2 months, right? But you still have to go in there and put it. It's not an automatic 2-month thing. So you still have to set it up. I personally, whenever I followed up, I'm not saying that I've done the 2 + 2 + 2. I always follow up. I do those follow-ups consistently. That I do. Maybe not 2, 2, 2, but I've done like in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I follow up with them, but I don't do 3 follow-ups. That is easy because that's based on a party. As far as my customers, I do have it's called Unit Assist. I have a text messaging system that I can put on my customers in. We'll be at seminar, we'll try to find out, and I can try to find out consultant pricing and stuff like that. But I do have something. So when I send the PCP out, I send a blast text to everybody on the follow-up of the PCP. So they do get those. But when I get the most results, it's my personal text messages. Because they know, like, you know, like I can send out blast and you all know when I send a blast versus when I message you privately. So I don't think it replaces it, but you can send it where automatically you send something and you're keeping on. You definitely should have a group text. Before I got a program, I did a group text, but it's hard to do a group text. It's called group text app. I don't know if that exists anymore. And I had a lot of people on there. But if you're not going to do that and you're growing fast and you want to keep growing, then yes, like I also schedule text messages, but it all takes manual to text them. So I'm like, for that, with the first classes, like I don't let go of these until I literally have done the 2 and 2 and 2. Once I follow up after a couple of months, then I'll put them and they go into my general system. But until then, I am following up with them. Because a lot of them have booked parties, a lot of them have referrals. I need the back of their profile cards. I'm working it. Then I can file them away. Does that make sense, Michelle?
Yeah, no, I the 2 and 2 and 2 in the beginning. Yeah, that I understood that. I was just thinking, you know, later on, you know, if you have a lot of customers and you're doing it quarterly, if there's something, yeah.
Yeah, you can. I use now, I use this, it's called Unit Assistant. They do have consultants. I can send you, I don't know it, so I don't want to, but this is what I use. And they have USA consultants. And I can send you this. So they have some create texts and emails. Let me find out with them and I can call them and let me see, because they do have unlimited text messages and email messages. So let me find out. That's where I send you the customer newsletter, because I don't do it. I send it to you guys and you can use it. Let me find out and see what she does and how much or what she does. Let me find out some details. Maybe they'll even do like something where I can send to you guys. So let me find out. I don't know if it'll be before seminar, but I'll probably wait because at seminar, they usually have offers. So I will email her now and see what she has and then go from there. Yeah, that's smart. Good question. Anybody else?
What are you offering again for folks that are on the edge and that'll help them push them over to get us a party booked? What are you offering?
10, sorry, if they give you a list of 10 names, they'll get a lip gloss in the mail from me. If they have 20 names, I'll give them a second glamour item. I don't know. I'll figure. I haven't, like, you know, whether maybe an eyeliner or a lip liner or like maybe a lipstick that matches the like the lip gloss or whatever. I'll send them something.
Okay.
Yeah. Be cool. Do you know how many goodie bags they tracked that National gave out last year, her and her unit? They do a big virtual business. Take a guess. How many goodie bags in 1 year that National area gave out? Like when we mail bags and give people when you talk to them or facials and this. Nobody wants to take a guess. 6,000.
What?
Her and her unit tracked it. They did 6,000 goodie bags. Remember, it's her and 20 directors. They're
You talking
all,
about goodie bags you hand out in public or?
no, goodie bags like facials in a bag.
Okay. That they mailed or gave out. Gotcha.
That's $500, $500 a month. But if you divide that by 20 directors, I mean, she just built to 20, but let's say she had 15, 10 the whole time. That's like 50 a unit. I was like, if we did 50,
Oh.
but her and all her directors and all her people, it was pretty impressive. I'm telling you, it was pretty impressive.
Mm.
Yeah. So yeah, states, you got Fort Lauderdale. Everybody here is in Florida, except Teresa's in Michigan. But you're in Orlando area, Michelle, or Claremont. Diana's in the Tampa or Fort Myers area. Stacy's in Miami Lakes. Gladys is in Miramar. And then I'm up here in West Palm. Then we have people in other places. We're all over. We're not really all local anymore, which is exciting. Okay, questions? Okay, I've answered them.
Let's do it.
Okay. So if you guys, Diana, you want to say something?
No,
Oh, okay. All right. So you guys want to join me later? Send me a text message, or if you want to join me tomorrow, it'll go out. Send me a text message. I'm getting all booked up.
okay.
Sounds good? All right, you guys.
Alrighty, let's do this.
Yes. Thank you. Have a good one.
All
right.
As well.
right, bye.
Bye.
Right.